So, welcome to Sterling Scalability. And here we are talking about marketing trends, updates, or anything that will help you scale your business. So, my name is Ibiza.
And I'm Susan.
So we are your big sisters for small business for small business owners, and we believe that you guys deserve the same sharp strategy that Fortune 500 companies pay millions for. So for today, we are so excited because we will be having our guest, one of our clients. So Susan, do you want to introduce her?
Yeah, absolutely. So, hey, everybody. Yeah, we're trying this a little differently today. We are winging it a bit, but I'm here with Rhonda Mullins. She's the CEO and founder of the House of D.O.L.S Foundation, Inc., founded right here in Brunswick. And we're going to talk a little bit about her foundation and the great work that they do here in Glynn County, as well as some exciting events coming up this week that we wanted Brunswick folks to know about. And then, of course, we've been hustling on our Wednesdays, so we're going to share and kind of have a nice little discussion about what we've been doing and some of the doors we've been knocking, and maybe the way that conversations are kind of rolling. And we hope that that helps another business owner get confident enough to go out and start meeting folks in the community and ask them for support.
Yes.
All right, well, awesome. So we're going to do it a little interview style. I want to introduce, obviously, Miss Rhonda, but why don't you tell us a little bit about you?
Hi, my name is Rhonda Mullins. I am the CEO and founder of House of D.O.L.S Foundation, along with Enchanted Dollhouse. I was a 15-year-old single mom who had a bright future before then. I was living in Waycross, Georgia. I was in sixth grade. I was the third fastest girl in Ware County at that time. And I was an honor roll student. My mom was a manager at Kmart, so it required us to move back to Brunswick. When we came back here, they didn't have any extra curriculums really for kids to do after schools. I ended up having my daughter at 15, well, actually 16. I got pregnant at 15, had her at 16. And I was happy that I had her because I knew that finally someone would love me back. Um, because of some childhood trauma, I did not feel love. In spite of what love was given, I just found it hard to receive it because some of the people that wronged me and betrayed me and hurt me instead of protecting me. So the whole while after having my daughter, I had to drop out of school, of course. And I had to take care of her. So it required me to get a full-time job. I was a single mom, living with a single mom, and eventually ended up moving out because I just felt like that I was going to be a burden on my mom. And my grandmother always told me, you make your bed hard, you lay in it. So I didn't in return. I got a job at Winn-Dixie and at McDonald's. I stayed with my mama for 6 weeks. At 16 years old, I got on my own and I had my own house at 16. So from that all the way up until now, I have always had to be that go getter.
Figure it
So
out.
yeah, I had to figure it out. So
So
even
then when going all through that and experiencing that, tell me a little bit about how that played into you founding the House of Dolls
okay.
and
So
what that meant for you.
yes, so due to the fact of me not being able to exceed my dream, it always sort of bothered me. I felt like I let my mom down. I felt like I let my whole family down because I was the oldest granddaughter and the oldest daughter. So the responsibility of making sure everybody else was okay, it was put on me. So mentally, when I did not finish school and I really wanted to be a track star. I wanted to be Olympic runner for the 100-yard dash and the 4x1. And I felt like I let my whole family down. I felt like that was going to be a key out of poverty. So I lived with that for so long. So even when I had my children, I made my children promise me that the only thing that they owed me was their high school diploma because I didn't want them to live with the regrets of not finishing school, not enjoying prom, and furthermore, not getting a college experience. So rewind it forward. Um, God gave me this vision about a a little girls' spa and party center, which it was called the House of Dolls. It was on 341 in a little house in between two commercial buildings. Matter of fact, it was behind the two commercial buildings, and it was behind a tattoo shop. So I'm like, how did I get here? When I went to school, back when I went to school in middle school, they had home economics, and they also had success classes. So it told us, how to be a homemaker, but it also taught us how to look for jobs, how to balance the checking account. They taught us all of that, and they took that out of the school system. So when my daughter got into sixth grade, I was like excited. I was like, I know you can't wait to sew a pillow. She was like, where? Where are we going to sew a pillow? I said, in home ec. She said, we don't have home ec anymore.
Crazy.
And I was like, what? Like, and I knew because I'm grateful for my grandmother and my aunts and my mom that taught me how to be a lady, how to sit with my legs crossed, how to wash dishes, how to clean myself, as being a lady. And but some of my friends, they did not get that at home, but they got it at school. And then they in return took it back home. So some people was only getting that education that's well needed to live and survive, period, to be a homemaker and to be able to get a job.
Yeah.
So being a business owner, I was like, how can I give back that joy that I used to have as a kid, going to school, knowing that, oh, we're making cookies today. We're going to be able to sew today. Oh, we're going to have interviews today. So they used to have us write resumes. They taught us how to fill out checks, how to prepare for a job. So, I get upset when I hear adults always talking about the children of today.
Yeah.
Because my thing is, instead of talking about them, talk to them, listen to them, ask them what's wrong. And furthermore, we can't blame these children for not knowing how to fill out an application, not knowing the times to fill out an application, not knowing what to wear, because where they're being taught at. Everybody is not taught at home. Everybody does not come from a two-parent home. Everybody don't have a mother that had a mother that had a mother. So I'm like, we have to, I need to be a bridge in the gap. And the main reason why I wanted to be that is when I was pregnant in high school, to go back, I had a mentor. Her name was Dr. Marshall, and she poured into my life. Every negative thing I said about myself, she said something positive. We had a village back in the days. Like my grandmother, neighbors, they looked out for us. We was made to respect everybody. It didn't matter of their color or their abilities. And if they had disabilities, oh, we better respect them 10 times more and treat them right and treat them like a human being. So me seeing that they took that away and I had the opportunity, that's when I thought about House of D.O.L.L.S Foundation. And one day I met this young lady named Hashandra. She brought her daughter to the House of D.O.L.L S to get her nails done. And we began to talk, and I was telling her I wanted to get my business out there. And she told me that her daughter, Kaylee Michelle, was a young author. She had just wrote a book and she was doing a book signing. So I remember my grandmother, and the crazy thing is because of so much trauma that I had, I held on to the good parts. All the good parts I held on to. And my grandmother used to take me to the Ritz Theater. And I used to feel like we were so rich. We would go there mainly for church. Like they had like church singings and, all different kinds of theater events, featuring, different people in our organization or our church. So I just remember the feeling as a child, just feeling like I was on top of the world by being at the Ritz Theater.
Yeah.
So I was like, how about let's put on, and I used to always see, they used to have talent shows all the time at Selden Park. And I used to love going to those. So I was like, why not? Let's put on a talent show and a book signing. And let's call it Tutus and Tennis Shoes. So we put it all together. We made flyers, and oh, it's so funny because we started in the backyard of the House of D.O.L.L.S. It's a big old patch of land. And I remember I got 6 pallets.
To the floor?
to make them more. And then I went and I got 5 of the black tablecloths that we wasn't using for the parties. And I took a staple gun and I made a stage. And when I tell you we had a really good turnout, hey, really, we had a better turnout in the backyard than we did at the first year of the Ritz. So, long story short, that was a success. That same year, my god sister, or well, my aunt, should I say, she lost her son. He was helping someone move, and the gun went off, and it hit him in the stomach, and he passed away in his sister's arms. And his sister was due to graduate, if I'm not mistaken, that next year. So the sister, in spite of everything that she was going through, she was that person for her mom. Her mom was a single mom that was not only battling with being a single mom, but also being a single grieving mom. So this young lady not only went to school, she kept her GPA up, she worked, she took her sisters and brothers to school. She did it. And she said she wanted to go to college. Yeah. Because her brother wanted to go to college. He had big hopes and dreams of, once again, taking his parents out of poverty, helping his single mom not have to worry anymore. But he lost his life, so she felt like that was something she needed to do. And it reminded me of me not being able to go. And I'm like, this will be an awesome opportunity for me to get something that I've always been missing. Just a college experience, but more for I really want to help this young lady that's going to college that I never got an opportunity to do. My 2 oldest children, they watched me growing up. They watched me be a worker. So that's all they wanted to do. And I respect that and I support my children. Yeah. 100%. I told them all they owed me was a high school diploma. If they decided to go to college, I would have been ecstatic. But I'm still finding ways to still be able to pour into children. So I saved my taxes and I booked the Ritz Theater. No, the first time we did something at Coffin Park, and I surprised her with $1,000 gift, $1,000 check to decorate her dorm. That way, because her mother had 2 other children. Or two other children that was going to elementary and middle school. So she still had other kids that she had to be responsible for. So I wanted to not only take the burden off of the mom, but show this girl like, hey, I see you. I want you to know I support you. If nobody else say that they see you, they support you. And I want you to know that I support you. So every time you pull out a piece of toilet tissue or you see a picture that this money purchased or, so we went on ahead and we bought everything we was able to furnish everything that year out of her Amazon cart.
Yeah.
So then,
now this year we've got 10 students.
This year
that was the first year. It was 1.
Yeah,
it's 10.
Yes. So the second year was 2.
Yeah.
And once again, because I'm a visionary, I can see, and I get a lot of visions, but putting them all together and executing a plan, I needed someone that could do just that. And I am so grateful that I ran into this. Oh my God, this powerhouse. And she reminds me so much of myself. She loves what she do. And she experienced the things that I don't want these other children in our community to experience with her move-in day on her college day. So like I said, so the first 3 years, I was literally funding everything out of my pocket because for one, I wouldn't say that I'm prideful, but I have.
Well, you don't know how to ask for help when you're when this is your, you get to a place where you don't even know that you could ask for permission because you're so used to everybody needing you that you just think you have to do it. I mean, Ibiza, you're here because I keep trying to kick things off and I know I can't do this by myself. It's something that I need help. I need help to make sure that, I show up and that we do stuff. Right. Mm-hmm. I mean, Ibiza, I need you to push through the wall.
Yes,
for sure.
At that moment. And you know about asking for help too, girl. You've been silent in your inbox, struggling by yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fun by yourself. It's so much funner when you went together and you both are all three, we take some loads off of each other because you know how to do something that I don't know how to do it. You can do something. And when we do things collectively, and I have always tried to tell people, it's power. It's power in numbers.
Yeah.
And it's no big I, it's no little I. Even though I am the founder of the House of D.O.L.S Foundation, I still walk in unison with everybody.
Yeah.
I just have a vision. And the only thing I need is people with the same vision, the same heart, to not walk behind me. I want them to walk side by side because we cover more ground walking together. And it's just been such a blessing to have someone that finally understands what it takes to win, and to win not only for one season, but to continue winning and winning bigger and bigger every year. So, like she said, we both have superpowers, ADHD. So we gonna always feel like we're not doing enough, and we're gonna add more stuff. But we're learning now, as we grow, to take a break, to take time off, to decompress, to regroup.
Think that you have to do
And
it all.
exactly, and not to think you have to do it all. So this has not been easy for me, but it has been easy for me because I'm so used to running around trying to do ads. Well, not even ads. I'm
We'll
up
talk
there
about
now.
that in a second.
Yeah,
We're gonna talk.
I got ads this year. I ain't never have no ads. You can't tell me nothing right now, but
I know.
no, it's all about who's who and who you are to each other.
Yeah.
You know, and this has been a really beautiful relationship that I'm ready for it to not only continue to grow, but for it to spread worldwide, nationwide, that in spite of what color you are, what's your belief, all you have to have is the same vision and the same heart, and you can help multitudes of people. That's what we're here for. We are here to be helpers one to another because nothing comes from out of the sky. Everything comes from connections.
Yeah.
And so many times I found myself pouring into cups that will pour into everybody else's cup and leave me empty.
Or you take it all on by yourself. I mean, obviously, our focus is marketing touches everything. So consulting with us is definitely going to touch operations. We're definitely going to build spreadsheets for you. We're going to have trackers. I mean, in this case, we've been going door to door to fundraise.
Yes.
Not because, not me alone, not me just going out, but me teaching you how to be comfortable and confident to ask. And so, for Ibiza and I, we want businesses to have these strategies that like really large companies are using. And the thing is that all it really takes to kind of break through is to do one thing really well. And when we hit that one thing, then we just keep visiting it.
Yes.
So, we've been out knocking doors, we've got ads rolling, we've got, organic stuff. And we're building a page from scratch with this as well.
Yes. Starting from ground up. Yeah.
And, the focus here is obviously local, but it's definitely, important that that we sit and we talk and we figure out the goals that you have. And then we say, all right, here's how we would prioritize it, but still let you drive.
Yes.
Because, this is your business, your baby, and we're here to help and support. And, that's why we've been able to kind of create a schedule. And since, Rhonda is local, that does include physical, like I'm out here on Wednesdays with her. Now, and there are just sometimes where you need to be boots on the ground. And so we do a little of that too.
We've
It
been
makes
getting
sense.
some boots and sandals on the ground.
But,
Yes.
and I'm really excited. So obviously you've been through all of these things and your purpose is to, we've got the Royal Dolls Mentorship Program,
Yes.
and that's all through the House of D.O.L.S Foundation Inc., which, by the way, feel free to donate to. We'll drop a link in our show description. Please do support. If you're local to Brunswick, Savannah, or Jacksonville, both of those places are close enough to get here. You can come to the Ritz and see us this Sunday, assuming that this is published in time. And if not, then, you can still donate because we're a nonprofit. So I'm on the advisory board.
Yes.
Well.
Welcome.
So,
to this time to the advisory board.
But, I'm excited because Brunswick, things like this are really building Brunswick up. And we have wonderful sponsors for the event. Like we've got the downtown, the DDA is one of our sponsors, and they've been doing a lot of work and getting these events here locally in Brunswick And then also being able to kind of like to market them, like you said, to have ads and stand out just a little bit.
Yes.
A lot of our area is still very heavily it's accessing news by Facebook. I think I mean you're one of them, right?
Yeah.
What would you say is your primary source of news in Brunswick, Georgia?
I just do Facebook.
You just Facebook and text
Facebook
messages.
and text messages. That's
So,
it.
here locally, like, whereas like we're definitely going to talk about TikTok for our next round. But we started at Instagram, we started at Facebook, and that's really how we're focusing on getting the event out. So it comes down to, how do we make sure that we get to the right audience for you? And so how do you feel about the audience we have been reaching so far?
Oh, it has been really, really great. Like she said, we did boots on the ground. We was making our way downtown, and then we was on the island, man. And when we got on the island, like it was a different approach, but it was also a different response, and I loved it. We was able to rub elbows with a lot of people, but just them hearing the vision, just to hear about the program itself and us helping college students, like the guy at Brogan. I think if he had $1 million in his pocket right that day, he would have gave it to us. So many people, the ladies at the library, even downtown, we have received a lot of compliments.
Oh yeah, ladies at the library.
Yes, even at the banks, like it's to the point now they're like, how old do you have to be in the talent show? And we like 3 to 16, and they all distressed because they're like, they want to be a part of it. So,
And I want to tie this into a moment. And Ibiza, we're gonna break it off, and you and I are gonna talk here for a second. But it's like, you and I started this show because what we know is that, people, it's a trust economy, right? Like now what we have to do is prove that we are worth trusting. And so for us as marketers, we want to be able to show up, and we want people to know that we're real. And, it's so easy to send emails sometimes, but when if you're a local business, or a local service or a local foundation, I mean, just us walking in is pivotal because people are craving something real. And I want to say this as my marketing prediction because, Ibiza, and I want to hear your response to this because this is probably going to be our topic next week. But you know me, you know how I follow trends, and you've literally watched me since what, 2019? Tell me everything. Is that fair?
Mm-hmm.
A little cocky about it, but
as you should be.
I think we need to get back to print marketing. I think that we have a generation of kids. The Commodore came out with a flip phone right now. So like we have a generation of people, I'm saying kids, and that's rude. We have a generation of people who are done. They're ready to walk away from socials.
Mm-hmm.
They're ready for this to be something in the background, not in the foreground.
Yeah.
And so my prediction is that we, like if you're a local service-based business or a foundation and you have local roots or you have the opportunity to hit something in your own town, just hire somebody to literally be your brand manager.
Yeah.
And if you have a person locally, for the record, like Ibiza and I can create a plan for that person and literally manage their door-to-door business. I have done every single job in the universe, and I'll tell you that I've done door-to-door sales for Minuteman Press. I literally used to do door-to-door sales for a print company. I used to canvas all of the time. So it's these moments where you can connect with people that really matter. So maybe that's creating a podcast where you're not, overproducing it, or, I'm trying to do some reels of just like life happening without any edits. It's just one cut. And if I do a bad job, then you guys have to watch the bad job I did because I ain't doing it again.
That's right.
But all this to say, in marketing, if people are flooding into something, be careful. Right now, we're still talking about the AEO and the GEO, and ChatGPT just launched their in-platform ads. And I'm not saying that for service-based businesses, these aren't the move. But I am saying that if you have a local opportunity to connect with your community and you don't know what those events look like or how you would show up, and I'll ask you here because obviously, if we can get a lot of testimonial, but I would ask you, like, before you started going door to door with me versus now, do you feel well trained on showing up into someone's business and like presenting your business?
Yes. Confidence are way much better. It's still it's something, it's a work in
Oh
progress
yeah, yeah.
because for over 40 years I never asked for anything. And I'm like, now how in the world, out of all people, I get into a nonprofit, because I feel like I have to ask people. I was like, I don't really want to be a nonprofit to have to ask people. So hey,
Yeah.
I'm blessed enough to where my home is paid off, my children are grown, and my income tax was just extra money. So
Yeah.
I just utilized that money to have a nonprofit.
Right.
And I definitely wasn't profiting, but I was because I was doing my purpose. My purpose is my profit. And the children that I was giving, that opportunity and helping their parents out, that was their profit.
Yeah.
So they saved money. They didn't have to spend the money. And even my fourth year, my third year, we had a storm come in and they pushed back the move-in date at Fort Valley.
Mm.
And the young lady mom doesn't have a car. But due to the storm, he wasn't able to get off. So that left her with no ride from Brunswick to Fort Valley.
Yeah.
So that's when I began to start making sure that I dedicated my time and my services to at least two students. Last year was a total blessing. I was able to go to 6 dorms out of the 7.
Yeah.
And it gives me so much joy and pleasure just to be able to have something that I never thought I was going to ever be able to have. And that's a college experience. And now I get to experience it not just at one college, but I've been to Fort Valley like 3 times. So I probably won't be going back to Fort Valley for a while. And then I went to
No, one of ours is going there now.
yes, we still have one.
Yeah.
Like every year we have at least one Fort Valley. Go Wildcats, go Wildcats. But I'm ready to see some more things. We have a young lady, she's going to Kennesaw State. So I think Kennesaw State, Kennesaw. Yes. So my plans are definitely to go with her. And I'm gonna find 2 more students that's maybe closer to where I can go. It brings me such pleasure and honor to be able to do so.
So Ibiza, sorry, I realized I didn't let you answer me about my prediction
Oh yes.
about print media. I think people need to get good at print. What do you think?
Even I mean, even now, like it might be a different um thing, but I remember there is this thing called analog bags where people gather their crafts, their things that they can do that not from their phone, like anything, like crocheting, like drawing, those stuff. Like people are so tired of consuming and consuming content. So in marketing, so it's kind of my answer is kind of like that's just the idea that I have in my head. People are so tired.
Yeah,
So
and that's the thing too. So, I mean, obviously, Rhonda, you don't really get to sit in the strategy calls on the visa at my hat, but like this is kind of what we do before we talk each week when we talk. We're like bouncing things. Marketing is changing a lot right now. We have a lot of trends to
mhm.
follow, and then our job is to kind of like be 6 steps ahead for our clients, so that our clients aren't falling behind. And just what I've noticed, the wind in the wire is everybody keeps talking about AEO. Everybody keeps talking about the getting, basically that means getting featured on ChatGPT. So like if you want to show up as a search result. And I agree that's important. I'm in a conference this week, so I'll have some notes about that next week as well. I'm in a conference this week to things to improve it. I mean, I already learned some really easy, low hanging fruit ways, like adding a TXT document to a website, which, I don't expect everyone to understand that, but if you don't understand what that is, hopefully we can create some kind of little kit out of it is what I'm hoping that we can deliver. But um, the other thing that I just keep seeing is I keep thinking about the generations behind us. We know as marketers that Gen Z, for example, doesn't really use Facebook, but they are using Instagram some, they use TikTok quite a bit. But I also think that where they really are is on Snapchat, which nobody ever, there are some companies that got very good at like Snapchat and they got there. But we're also entering this wild west um, with AEO and with GEO. And I had an epiphany which is like, I was just thinking out loud and I was like, well, it doesn't matter if you do it well. It's just that you do it first right now. So it's a bit, of like a race to the top. But at the same time, imagine if you started a fantastic print media campaign right now. And I haven't thought about print media since I worked in print media, back in Philly, tons of years ago. But, I just think it's coming back. I think if you set up some kind of like super cool zine for some physical product that you were selling, or like think low res Delia's catalogs. Ibiza, I don't know if you guys had those in the Philippines, but they were these mail order catalogs from the 90s. And I just remember, like, I would get it and I would love it so much. I'd like cut out the cool chicks in it and like take them to my wall,
God.
and they're a forever memory. And I just like, I remember zines and the stuff. And I just think there's this trending opportunity of that. And as I think, this comes to mind too, because we're sitting in the Enchanted Dollhouse, which, is an amazing space that could be an event space, that could be this. And like, if we did some kind of fantastic, zine for you, I think that would be something so cool, and we would distribute it locally. And, we already have a great partnership with the UPS store over next to 25.
Yes,
And
thank
we want to
y'all
say
so
thank you for
much.
sponsoring
Yes,
the event.
thank y'all so much.
But yeah, I don't know. That's just these predictions are interesting. I think maybe we should double down. We should research not just print media, because you know what I'd asked you, Ibiza, too. This is the thing to ponder. We work with a lot more service-based industry, than I do with local businesses. We're working with, coaches. We're working with SaaS or service. How do you think they're going to stand out when their audience is no longer on the internet being retargeted with our ads?
That's true too. Mm-hmm.
That's the
Yeah.
question I'm stuck with, because
Mhm.
I want to be able to serve them still. And it's going to have to look different, because we're going to have to drive people to this is the difference. We're going to have to drive people to their computers again, not to their phones.
Yeah.
So what 90s, because that's where we're at. Like, that's the trend is 90s. I'm dressed like it's the 90s. She's dressed like it's the 90s.
I know that.
I've got roller skates in my car.
Me
She's got
too.
roller skates. And, and I'm not young. I'm 42 years old, and I've got roller skates.
I live to put these skates on.
That's
Any
right.
opportunity I get. Yeah.
So it's like, how, like, as I think about that, that's the question that I am curious for you to ponder too, because I feel like answering that first is my duty.
Mm-hmm. Maybe billboards or printed like stickers stick on vehicles, like
Yeah.
buses and trains. So maybe that's
Yeah.
the thing.
It'll be interesting. Obviously
Right.
there's a lot more to look at and learn. I do think print media is going to be a big thing. I think events probably. And then that takes me back to even working.
Networking.
We saw Yelp in Philly.
Mm.
And what we used to do is, like, we had Yelp sticks, which were chapsticks, but we called them Yelp sticks. So we would like go out to the parks when people were sitting
Nice.
and like hand them stuff out. Even you and I suggested postcards for your event, palm cards, and
Yes, it whatever. Yeah.
print media is so far out of people's mind that when I'm like, oh, palm cards, little cards so we can pass them out. Like, people around here at least aren't doing that at all anymore. But, most people are just thinking digital. And obviously we're digital. We run ads. I love ads. I do them, but yeah.
Well, yeah, everyone is loving the palm cards. I was like, oh man, we should have did this like a month ago. She was like, that's what I was talking about. I was like, yeah, but palm club,
Yeah.
palm
The palm cards
cards. Yeah.
or postcards. whatever you want.
Postcards, yeah. But yeah, they turned out so nice. Like the colors, everything with the event. Like I'm really excited.
Yeah.
And it's a glow in the dark theme, so everything is bright and fun. And I always look forward to the event being bigger and better every year. Not just the event, but the purpose.
Yeah.
So, each year, taking it up a notch. Because my vision is to have not just the House of D.O.L.L.S Foundation, but have different small businesses not just be sponsors, but partner with us. Like, hey, we're going to be responsible for this, or hey, let's expand this to another school system, or hey, let us do the refrigerators and the refrigerators and microwaves every year. You got us on that. Okay, well, we're going to take all the cleaning supplies. and make it out of a village, and not everybody trying to do it because, not saying that it's not just my idea, but instead of just doing it everywhere, like the book bag giveaways, that's the main thing that really drove me to do that as well, is because a few of our boys that play on my ex-husband's football team, they would reach out to us, sometimes secretly behind their parents' back, and like, hey, Miss Rhonda, Mr. G, Coach G, could you cash out me some money? I want to go out with friends and I don't want to bother our parents. Or they just like, hey, I miss dinner, and I want McDonald's. Could you send me something? And I'm like, oh my God, people forget about the children that's going to college. It's like somewhere in their mind, they're grown now. And they are,
that 18.
yeah, it's like
Not
that
my problem.
18-year-old, they're grown, they're not my problem. And then you get upset when they come back and they don't finish high school. Or like two of the young men that we coached years ago, they came back with this plan. It was going to come here, it was going to sell some drugs, they was going to stack up their money. And guess what? They didn't make it back to college. They got caught. That broke me. So that let me know, hey, we gotta do something. We can't just say, oh, you graduated. And I tease with my daughter. I told her, that she's now my roommate, but she know I have her back. And I told her, you don't have to rush to leave. Take your time. If you want to go to college the first year, locally, and then go somewhere. But whatever you do, I support you. And I'm like, these children need our support because life is hard, and they not built like we. They not built like we are.
And I'm
They
glad,
not like
I'm
us.
glad that they're not.
Yes,
I don't want anyone to have to be.
Yes, and yeah, and
Yeah.
that's true. But to an extent, you want them. They don't have no communication skills. It's really tough for them. So whenever a child do call and ask you for help, then they really need it because it takes a lot, and they're a little prideful too. But just want
Singing in the choir, are you?
Yes, I'm getting better. I'm getting better. But I am grateful because, like she said, the palm cards, her showing me. I a lot of times I shout at her. I would say, "Hey, my name is Rhonda, blah blah blah," and then I'll turn it over to her. So every time she would speak, I would listen, and then I'm like, "Okay." So it was time when she was like, girl, you got this," and I'm like, the first couple of times I stumbled, I overthink things or I began to rumble. But then as I began to do it, I became better. And I think she meant to do this, but we had plans to go to the Juneteenth event, and she took the day off. But needless to say, I didn't get a chance to make it last year because I had another event, but I was determined to make it this year, not just to promote us, but just to support us, in general. So went out there and I had my book bag with the flyers, the bond cards, the sponsorship letters, and I'm just moseying along. I'm moseying along, and I'm looking at the cook. I'm like, where is Susan? So 1:30 came, and I'm like, okay, Rhonda. She's not answering, so that means you got to put your big girl drawers on and you got to go. So I began to make packages. I realized that I had some folders, so I made packages and I started sort of peeping out the tents. And I started working my way. And every time I got a good response or a compliment or, like encouragement, it built me up. So about time I got to the third tent, everything was just flowing. It was just flowing. I wasn't stumbling, and I was just able to say the same thing, sometimes not in the same order, but I was still able to get the point across in a short period of time.
Yeah.
Because I did. I suffer from not being able to cut it off. And then most of the time, when you have ADHD, when you get off track, you begin to rumble, and you be done rumble so much by the time you can get back to point A, it's like time is up, and it's like, darn, I didn't get a chance to tell them the important things that I really wanted to do. So
that's an elevator pitch.
Yeah.
So, you learn just kind of this soft elevator pitch. And to your point, like this is why what we do. And like I said to you, like I need to know what people want before we can determine what we sell them, right? Like we don't just have stuff for sale. We have ideas of packages, but we offer service in so many different ways. Like we offer done for you, which is, we're doing we offer done with you, which is what we're doing, because I want you to learn these skills moving forward, because you might want to hire someone to be out there representing you, and you'll have these skills, or at least an idea of them and a process to follow. And then of course, we have roadmap planning, where we basically just tell people what to do on your own, because you might have the resources already. And this is something that we offer too, because some people are working with agencies already, or marketers already, and they're just not sure if it's working. And so another thing we offer is that we come in and we audit, and then we provide roadmaps. So as you think about, and you talked about that village that you wanted to build, and I knew that that was something important to you from the beginning, I would ask you, do you feel like Sterling Strategies has helped you get closer to building that village and creating those relationships?
Yes, definitely, definitely. Um, just finally not feeling alone. And ever since I met you, I have not felt left alone. Like even when you don't answer the phone, like I
do
know
take days off.
she take days off, and
Not
she
often,
should.
but
Because
sometimes
I
I
do
need
too.
break.
But when she take it off, she's off.
I'm off.
And I want to learn how to even do that, because sometimes you just have to take a day for yourself. And not even feel bad about it. So like I said, she
Gotta recharge.
yeah. So when she does her recharging, and like I said, it's spontaneous. You never know when she's gonna do it. So,
ADHD.
but the thing is I know that she's still working. So when she do respond, she like, I did this, and then I did this.
And here's all of your.
And I'm like, okay, girl. So while you were doing this, I've been getting in reps of doing the things that you was doing when we was together. So it's like we just bumped this like, psh, and we've been making magic ever since. And about last month, we was invited to the DDA North Street meeting that they have on every fourth Friday, I think.
Yeah.
And I was feeling really, really bad, and I just couldn't make it. And if I wouldn't have had her, I would have had to choose between going, feeling the way I felt, and trying to push through it to explain it. And that would have added more stress. But it was so good to be able to say, hey, Susan, I'm not feeling good at all. And then on top of that, life is life. So I'm sick and life is life. I don't even think I can smile through this one. She said, don't worry about it. What time you supposed to be there? Not at 8:30, she was on the phone. We was riding together. She's like, all right, girl, let me get off the phone so I can make sure I'm going to the right place. But she went there and she represented the House of D.O.L.L.S Foundation she executed it, and I was just, that alone was just so grateful to me, is because I'm like, wow, I finally have somebody that can just fill in the gaps for me sometimes, because even the strongest bridge collapse.
Our little subheading, because we were, Ibiza and I are pretty personable people, and we're both powerhouses in our family too. So our subline is big sisters for your small business. So how do you feel about that?
I love it.
Do you think that we're accurately representing it?
That's it. And I'm telling you, that's all I ever wanted.
Because sometimes big sister tells you no.
Yeah.
And shuts up and stares at you while you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, definitely had.
And she done did that to me before. Like, no, we not gonna do that. No, I'm not gonna do it. Next year. Yep. Next year. We're gonna hang it to next year.
We use these moments. We learn from this. We build for the next one. We're there's always room for ideas, but sometimes when you gotta move fast and you have to get a result, you're gonna have to choose between the win or the distraction.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. And she has been really doing that for me. I always wanted a big sister. So in every aspect. But I'm real, and a lot of people just don't know how to take me. And I try not to be brutally honest, but I do try to be real. And I'll let everyone know that I'm a person of flesh, and I don't walk a straight walk all the time. I have my flaws. And one thing about a battery can't run without the positives and the negatives. The same tongue that say I love you will say bleakity bleak 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 too. And but it just feels good to have somebody that's very transparent. And when it's time to go, it's time to go.
Yeah.
When it's time to lock in, d- she controls my ADHD, I control her, and it's like we got each other ADHD by the hand, like, yo, we got to get it done. And before you know it, every Wednesday, Ibiza, she's at home by 6, right?
I make it every day.
Every day.
Even the day
Yes.
that Ibiza was sleeping.
Oh, what? What? Let me show you. We be doing, we be getting up off the island. We be making sure we be, okay, well, we got that. We're going to wrap it up because I got to be somewhere at 6. And
Yeah.
me too. So we done.
And I know that we're running long here. So I guess to Ibiza, I would just ask, is there anything that you would ask, or is there any questions or curiosities that you have, or even things that you would need for content for testimonials? This is your moment. And I can give out of a shot too.
What would be the best thing that, like, specifically, how does Sterling Scalability help you in this event?
Like I said, that y'all like big sisters to me. You know, y'all set good examples, and y'all make sure that y'all little sister reach all her goals and make sure that everything is executed. Everything is very professional. Um, I have received so many different compliments just about the event, the flyers, even the sponsorship letter, just how everything looks so organized and so professional. This is the very first year that I actually really have been able to breathe and come in a week before time to go ahead and get prepared for the concession stand. Most of the time, I'm like running around doing that the day of because I'm so busy trying to tie up loose ends. And, just having, you guys, now everything is spread it out instead of just all on me. And everybody do what they do best. Susan does the marketing, the strategy, Visa, you come right behind her with the social media, y'all work together. And then me, all I do is bring the ideas and I check off the to-do list. Y'all give me things that I have to turn into y'all. And I respect y'all professionalism. I really respect y'all time because y'all respect mine. So I try to give everything to y'all in a timely manner because, like I said, we have really did an amazing job.
And we came in kind of
late. And then I got sick like 2 weeks. So
we probably only, I mean, yeah, she was already working on things, but hadn't yet come to us for help. And we were, introduced, and, thank you. Big shout out to Jenna.
Yes. Thank
Jenna,
you.
the grant writer, if you need grant writers.
Yes,
I
yes.
feel like I need to include her in this.
Yes.
But we came in pretty late. I think we've had like 6
weeks. Yeah.
I mean, we've only been, able to push
4 or 3.
I mean, I think, I think it was like 6 weeks that kind of like got down to, maybe 4 or 5 heavy weeks of work. But, we're still making it happen, and we've got great sponsors already. And I think I asked you this too, because, and Ibiza will remember this when I hired her many years ago. So something I usually like to ask people that I'm bringing on board is, what would you hate? What, like, and you talked about loneliness in your business. So what would you hate to have to do that I took off your plate? Or what's something that, you didn't have time, patience, or skills to learn that I said, I got that. And you didn't even have to think about it again.
Honey.
And I don't need to say, I'm sorry, that Sterling Strategies has done. I'm trying to keyword this.
Yes, it's okay.
Yeah, this is our first time doing this.
Do that again.
All right. So I usually ask people, what they hate doing before I hire them. And not because I'm looking for a problem, but because I don't want to ask someone to do something that they don't like. And so I sort of do that when I do intake. I ask business owners, and I don't think we had time to ask these.
No, we did.
Because I didn't do standard intake. So I usually ask, like, what's the one thing that we could take off your plate that you either don't have the time, resource, mental capacity, or just desire to learn and then do well?
Definitely the back end. Make sure. Let me go back. It was my turn. Blooper. Okay. So basically the back end, the back office part of everything, the website, building the website.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We built that website.
Yeah, she rebuilt you might as well say she. She did a demolition and then rebuilt. Yes. So
Wow.
yes.
That feels like a million years ago, ma'am.
Yes, making sure that
Thanks,
everything.
Ibiza.
Yeah, thank you, Visa. Yes. So definitely the website, making sure I had all my paperwork needed to make sure that
Your
we
sponsorship
was
package.
sponsorship packet, make sure all the
Yeah,
sponsors
we
knew
did
that we was
posters,
legit.
sponsorship
Yeah.
letters. Yeah, we got a doc suite together for that. Yeah.
Yes. And the ability to I'm able to do what I'm able to do and do it really good, execute it, because she can do something that I can't do. And that's sit to the computer and figure things out. I have a very short attention span, and that's just something I just never really liked to do, and never will ever sign up to do. And I'm grateful for you and you, Ibiza, because I took my hat off to y'all because it really takes to me a strong person, a strong, dedicated person to sit at home to a desk all day and work, literally work, no breaks like you're at an office for 10 hours straight. Maybe go to the party once, but like she literally worked. Yeah. I'm telling you, if I was home for 10 hours and run up a computer.
But I mean, and that's the thing. We're a small business too, Ibiza and I, and our hope is that we're going to be able to hire people in the future. I don't want to have to work this hard, right?
Yeah,
I
I don't want you to have to work with this.
But the truth of the matter is that sometimes that's what duty requires. But as we scale and we grow, we want to offer opportunities as well. And so that's important for us. It's important for us that that our clients are successful and feel supported and feel heard and feel like their vision is being implemented. And it's important for us that they get time back. So, to the moments where, you can't show up to something, you need somebody to just get on a Zoom call for you to make sure. We're going to be there for that stuff. We're going to be able to figure it out and help. And that's where I say, like, a lot of times, people think that marketing and operations are pretty far separated. But I would argue that that's just not the case, because if your operations aren't okay, right?
Yeah.
You don't have someone to track some of this back end stuff. And once you turn on the marketing, you've just turned the volume up on the problem.
Exactly. You did.
And then people don't think about that until they're buried. And then it's like, my marketing didn't work. Oh. It wouldn't work. You didn't have the infrastructure.
That's right.
For it to work. Like, I want to ask you this point blank. How did you do ticket sales last year?
Last year, ticket sales, we did a link.
Okay.
We had a link where they could purchase.
And was that your first year using the square links?
Second year.
Okay.
And then when Chandra had created a QR code with the Cash App.
Yeah.
But a lot of people didn't, really respond to the link as much as the door. So when we, by the time we got the show started, people was coming in. But
and this year we
set
up a whole. We set up. We found a nonprofit company, Jesse.
Yes.
And we'll link this because someone told me about it in the nonprofit space. That's no charge. And we were able to set up these links there, and then have these QR codes all ready to go. So, I mean,
everything goes straight into the foundation account.
So, just to wrap things up, I mean, honestly, it's been great being able to work with you. This work is really important. I think it's been a lot of fun. I'm proud of everything that we put out, especially when we think about the time that we came in and got it done. We're just grateful that we were able to be there to help and support you. And we're really excited for this weekend. And then, as I told you, which I think came as a surprise to you, most fundraisers, people fundraise right up into an event and then they stop. But the problem is that now you've got people at the height of their excitement.
Yes.
And you need to keep going and asking. So, if you are throwing a fundraising event, just for any nonprofits out there who happen to be listening, who may want to reach out, if you're throwing your event and your strategy stops at your event for your fundraise, then you definitely need to talk to me. And I don't have to tell you, she can.
Yes, definitely need to talk to her. I already been creating more ideas. I told her about 2 more different fundraising event ideas that we can do. And so,
and you want to
she got me on fire. So it's like, I'm excited because she have assured me it's days that she don't even realize, like my stomach is like it knots and I'm just, in my head, and she'll call and she was like, girl, we got this, girl. We did this, you done did this. Like, girl, we got this. And it just when we get off of the phone, I just feel so empowered. It's like my big sister, like, girl, brush yourself up. Get back in that ring. You better not let her beat you up. And she was like, you're going to win this fight. And she's like, we're going to win it together. And she's very confident in you all. And she knows the results that y'all going to get. And why? Because she's not going to stop and you're not going to stop until y'all get it. And I always tell my children that I mentor that goals are like a GPS. If you don't have a GPS, how do you know where you're going? So if you don't have goals, how do you know where you're going? Which way is left? So y'all get a goal. She gives herself goals. She gives me goals. She give you goals, and we execute them. You
Yeah.
know,
When we
yeah.
get done with you, it literally, we come up with our list of things to do and we come back together every Wednesday.
Mhm.
Well, for right now, it's Wednesday, it'll shift. We've been using this kind of day, but we come back every week and we have our list of things that should have been done and we make sure that they're all done. And,
Mhm.
then we do all of our follow ups. I mean, it's just, that's what works here,
Yes.
and that's the biggest thing is it's not when we do done with you, we want our clients to learn how to do this stuff. It also feels supported in building the habit because, the thing is an engagement with us. And I don't know if you know this, but like engaging with us or hiring us, I have a 90-day requirement in our
Mhm.
contract. Of course, you should know that, but we do 90 days. And the reason is because you kind of need time to build the muscles
Yeah.
and then to build the habits
Yeah.
and then to carry them forward. So, there's not often where, we get to the end of the 90-day engagement and somebody's like, all right, I'm ready to go, unless we're training a team. But that's also something that we do. So, there's done with you. We do it for you too. If you don't want to have to think about any of it and you never want to have one conversation, our price tag is a little higher.
I mean, it is.
But it does, but that's what happens.
Yeah.
Is that I
You
come
get
back
what
to
you
you
pay
every
for.
week, and instead of saying, all right, here's your to-do list,
Yeah.
my
Like,
to-do list, I say,
this is
here's
what
the
I'm doing.
deliverables.
Yeah.
And so, whatever that fit is for you. But we're really proud of the work that we've done for the Talent in Ties Tutus and Tennis Shoes event
Yes.
happening on June 28th down here in downtown Brunswick at the Ritz Theater. Again, thank you to our sponsors, Logos and More, the historic downtown district or the DDA here. We have
Yep.
5-star credit union.
Yes.
We've got the UPS store. Thank you very much.
Sure.
And we are certainly open to further sponsorship for the House of D.O.L.S. Like I said, we'll drop that in the comments. Thank you so much, Rhonda, for talking with us today, for sharing your experience and sharing this testimonial.
Yes.
It's been really great. And we are going to continue on, obviously, with her. She likes us so much. She's actually going to
Yes.
hire us for her other business.
So be on the lookout for the Enchanted Dollhouse next year.
That's
There's
right.
gonna be some exciting trouble. Yeah, yeah. So I'm excited and
So
it
pretty
looks like the
else out there.
beginning. It looks like the beginning of a beautiful, successful relationship.
Yeah.
And it's such a pleasure and an honor to have you guys in my life. Not just a part of it, but
Yeah.
I'm here.
And business owners, nonprofits. I mean, I've worked across so many different industries that Ibiza has as well. If you feel stuck, you got to remember that for a limited time, we have a free 45-minute consult. She can tell you what does a 45-minute strategy call feel like with me?
Oh man, it's intense. It's intense, but it's very motivating. And one good thing I can say about Sterling Scalability is they don't take away from your vision at all. And that's what I really love about y'all. Y'all add to, but y'all don't take away. And so it always feel like it's still my vision. So she don't try to take my baby and raise my baby how she think I should. She just shows me like, well, I think if you attach it to this nipple and raise them up just a little bit better, you'll have chunky cheeks. So
Yeah.
it's been a pleasure. And the consultation went straight from consultation
To work.
to motivation to where we started.
Yeah.
And yeah.
One of the things I promise is, and one of the things that has been just a thing of mine is that every time that someone, talks with me or engages with me, they should learn something. especially when I do these consults. So one of the things on our free 45-minute consult as we're doing them is that you will walk away with something actionable for your business. So if you are stuck, we're gonna get some momentum going. Unless you don't do it, and that's on you.
Yes.
Anyway, that's what you got today.
Thank you so much, you guys. And thank you so much, Rhonda, for the kind words and being here on the show. If you guys have questions, feel free to message us, email us at hello@sterlingscalability.com. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe all our socials, especially this video, this
Yes.
YouTube channel. All right. That's it. Thank you. See you next week. Bye.
All right.
All righty. Mm,
That was fun.
That was fun.
yeah.